Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Claire and you are watching another episode of my Spiritual Sunday series, the one where I talk all about the deeper issues in life, from subjects related to mental health, human psychology, spirituality and so much more. If you're enjoying these videos so far, please do give them a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications button so that you don't miss any of the latest updates from me. And if you've got any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in the future, please do pop them in the comments below or come and say hello to me over on Instagram. Self-hatred. It's not something I like to admit to, and most people wouldn't even know that I struggle with it. In fact, sometimes I don't even know it myself because overall I live a fairly happy life. I'm successful in my business and I'm pretty content with where I'm at. However, when I start paying really close attention to my thoughts and actions, I sometimes notice that they can be very critical, self-punishing and negative. It can come on very out of the blue, like a dark cloud looming over even when life is going seemingly well. I often stop and ask, why am I doing this to myself? Do I really hate the person that I am that much? I'm not saying that I hate all of myself. I don't at all. In fact, when I'm at home doing my own thing, I actually kind of love myself. I love myself so much that nothing else seems to matter. But when I step out into the world, outside of my bubble, that's when the self-criticism creeps in the most. I see other people around me and I start to put myself down. I feel ugly, ashamed, and as if I have to look or act a certain way in order to be liked or loved. I have days where I push myself too hard, I continue to work even though I'm exhausted, I don't allow my body and mind to rest. I almost forget what it's like to just let go and have fun. These are not self-loving traits. It's almost like I have to punish myself in order to reap the rewards. And if I do stop and actually allow myself some self-care, there is often guilt attached, or I can only do it for a brief period of time. If you told me to take a week's holiday or even just a few days break and do nothing, or at least nothing so-called productive, I wouldn't be able to do it because the self-loathing voice would creep in and tell me that I don't deserve it. It's like I have to be a certain way or achieve a certain number of things in order to have worth as a human being, even though deep down I know that this isn't true. It is that feeling of never being good enough no matter what I do or achieve. Yet, when I'm in my own space, in solitude, with no eyes on me, free to just be myself with no judgment, I can be very self-loving. This has been an interesting observation because it seems that the self-hate is triggered by the thoughts of what others think of me or what I think they're thinking of me. I've come to learn that these negative thoughts are not my own. I don't believe that I was born hating myself or that anyone is. We are all pure, whole and perfect. We are love itself. So where does self-hatred stem from? Most likely from the past, from our early childhood experiences. As soon as we enter this world, we begin to absorb all the information that surrounds us through our five senses. We are affected by sounds, words spoken, things that we observe visually, and even the vibration or energy field of other people. This might sound a little esoteric, but I'm sure you too have had the experience of walking into a room or space where there is another individual in a very negative vibration. We literally feel everything, whether we are aware of it or not, and most of the time we aren't. Much of the information we absorb goes straight into the subconscious mind because it is simply too difficult to deal with at the time. We suppress these negative thoughts and feelings only for them to resurface later on in life, often triggered by another individual or a particular experience we may have. This has certainly been true for me. Most of the time I am happy and content in myself. However, when faced with an external trigger such as a person or situation, or even something I just see online through social media, for example, the self-loathing and critical voice creeps in. Sometimes, even when I just think of something, I can find myself spiraling downwards into that self-loathing state. It can happen almost in an instant, but the more I become aware of my own thoughts, the more I begin to recognize that they are not my own and I don't have to accept them. I can now stop them in their tracks and choose a more self-loving thought instead. Self-love is not something that happens overnight, particularly if you have been in a state of self-hate for a very long time. However, by taking little action steps every day, we can begin to silence that inner critic, which never really belonged to us anyway. The key is to become our own best friend, tap into our higher self, and know that we are made up of pure infinite love, nothing more and nothing less. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do hope it was helpful in some way, and I will see you again next week. Bye.